Chapter 1. It was a misty morning in the year 1784 when I decided to leave the small town of Brisford. The fog hung low above the cobblestone streets, and the air smelled faintly of damp hay and cold tea. My horse, a patient animal named Henry, waited beside the wooden post in front of the inn. I checked my satchel for the third time. Bread, some dried meat, and a folded map that I could barely read. The road to Windermere was said to be quiet, perhaps too quiet for most travelers. But that was what I wanted. The innkeeper waved lazily as I mounted Henry. No one else was awake. The only sound was the soft clop of hooves on wet stone as I began the long, unhurried journey. Chapter 2. By the afternoon, the fog had lifted, revealing endless fields of dull green. I rode past small wooden fences and the occasional scarecrow, leaning slightly as if it had grown tired of standing. Nothing happened for hours. The road was straight, the sky gray, and Henry walked at his own slow pace. I counted the fence posts for a while, then stopped when I lost track. The wind carried the faint sound of a distant bell, maybe from a farmhouse or the wandering shepherd. It was a peaceful sort of loneliness, one that made time seem to stretch and yawn. Chapter 3. As night approached, I reached a small inn beside the road. It was called the Sparrow's Rest. The sign creaked softly in the wind. Inside there was a single candle burning, and the innkeeper, an old man with a gray beard, nodded silently as I entered. I ordered some soup, which tasted mostly of water and herbs. He spoke little, and I found no reason to ask questions. The clock on the wall ticked loudly, marking the passage of a slow evening. When I went to bed, the wooden walls creaked, and outside the wind whispered through the empty yard. Chapter 4. The next morning I continued. The road twisted gently between low hills, and I passed a single wagon carrying hay. The driver nodded once, and that was all. For many hours there was nothing to see but the road and the slow turning of clouds. I began to hum quietly, a tune without rhythm or purpose. The sun moved behind the clouds and stayed there for most of the day. Sometimes I wondered if I was truly moving at all, or if the world was simply repeating itself in an endless gray loop. Chapter 5. It was nearly evening when the rooftops of Windermere appeared. The village was smaller than I expected. Only a few houses, a church, and a mill that no longer turned. Children played quietly in the dirt road, their laughter distant and calm. The air smelled of wood smoke and bread. I dismounted, stretched my legs, and looked around. The journey had been long, slow, and almost entirely without event. But that, I thought, was the best kind of travel.